Hello everybody, Flamin' Shark back with another video, and I'm recording a bunch of these re-uploads at 5 in the morning, these reviews for the re-uploads at 5 in the morning, the same day it's going out, and my fan is on really loud because it's always it often gets muggy and like just super hot in here, especially when I'm recording because usually when I'm just chilling in here, I have one of these lamps on, but because there's no like overhead light, so I use 3 lamps to set up my recording light that you guys see. But I only ever use one of them when I'm in here. Normally, when I'm doing anything, when I'm doing anything on my computer or editing or whatever, I'm always using one light. But when I'm recording, it's the only time I use all 3 so I can get the good lighting on me. And because of that, it gets hot because there's a bunch of lamps on me. And on top of the fact that this room gets hot in general, so it's pretty sus. And obviously in a normal video, I would never have my fan on, but because these are re-uploads, very few people are going to watch them. If you are watching it, I apologize for the fan, but who cares, right? It's just the review, not the actual reaction where you would be annoyed, obviously. So bear with me, and I'll probably mention this in every video because I did the Gravity Falls review, which I threw the whole series in there because with Gravity Falls, all my videos were like multiple episodes, so I mean there shouldn't be that many. But for this, I'm going to do 4 for Star, 1 for each season, just because there were a lot of there was a lot for Star, like especially from season 2 onwards. Like there were a bunch of little videos, and I don't know actually. Oh man, but I fed a lot of shit in. Maybe I'll do seasons 1 and 2 and then seasons 3 and 4. I feel like... yeah, I feel like I can get away with that. Yeah, screw it. Let's just try to... hopefully this will work out. So this will be my review, because I really don't want to... Originally I was going to do 6 reviews, 1 for each season of Gravity Falls and 1 for each season of Star. Then I was just like, no, let's just do Gravity Falls in 1. Now I'm just like, you know what, let's just do Star in 2. So this will be a review for the first half of Star, basically, the first 2 seasons. Season 1 was 13 episodes, Season 2 was 22. And then I believe Season 3, for whatever reason, I want to say Season 3 was only 21, and then, like, I don't know. But the point is that this was a cool show, Disney show. I mean, honestly... during its run, and especially in the first few seasons, really seasons 1 to 3, I know some people aren't high in Season 3. I actually think Season 3 was amazing. Obviously, Season 4 had its issues, and I'm not as hard on it as some people, but the ending was very lackluster, obviously. And the show, in general, just wasn't what it was, but I had a really fun time with this series, and, you know, even had the honor and privilege to have a short... to share a few messages with Darren Nefsey, the creator of the series, who actually watched some of my reactions to the show, as well as some of the crew members, and I did really love this show. And so, you know, and I think at that time, you know, Steven and Star, and obviously, you know, those go back to memories of when my channel was booming and stuff, and that was my first channel, and obviously so much has happened since then. Those are good old days, but this show has a lot of good memories, and I feel like the vibe and the spirit of Star versus the Forces of Evil is something that was truly special. And while it wasn't my favorite show of all time, I definitely think, you know, and like, it was a show, like I said, I think it's very comparable to Voltron. I think Voltron had a better ending, and people complain about that ending a lot too. But I think Voltron had a better ending than Star. But both of them kind of had the same thing, where they just... you know, and you could argue whether it's because of, you know, creative issues with when the show had to end because of mandates from various people, or, you know, meddling, or whatever the case may be, or just simple, you know, creative burnout, whatever it might be. And there's obviously various factors at play with both of those shows. It just feels like the show's kind of lost steam at the end. They both had their moments, and I will definitely say that I think both of those shows, like, at their peaks, were some of the best cartoons ever at their peaks. Voltron, I'll never, you know, Voltron, like, season fucking, like, 3 to 6, like, the entire, what I deem the Lotor arc of Voltron is so goated. I love that, the the middle third of Voltron is so good. The first third is quite very solid. The middle third's incredible, and then the latter third is the weakest part, but it's still fine, but it's not amazing. And that's kind of the deal with Star, in my opinion, where I'd say, like, and obviously this isn't exact because the first season's shorter than the others, but if you really said, like, the first third is good, the second third, so we talking like the deeper season 2 and into like season 3, and really, in my opinion, through season 3, really, really strong. And then season 4 had its moments, but overall, at least towards the end especially, kind of flopped a bit. And it's a shame, but at the same time, this show gave me so many memories, and I have such fondness for Star versus the Forces of Evil that I can't help but look at it with fond memories. And I have still yet to rewatch the show, and I mentioned this in the Gravity Falls. Now, in the Gravity Falls video, now I have rewatched Gravity Falls before, but I'm kind of overdue for a Gravity Falls rewatch. And on that note, I've never rewatched Star, and it's starting to get to the point now where it's certainly very viable to rewatch Star Versus and have that experience one more time. Go through that series again. I think that would be a lot of fun. But I'm not going to lie, even though I've rewatched it before, I'd be more excited for my third watch of Gravity Falls than my second watch of Star Versus. And that's no knock on Star Versus. I just think Gravity Falls is, as I went over in my Gravity Falls review, archive review, probably one of the peak Western animated series of all time, along with stuff like BoJack and Avatar and Adventure Time. Those are kind of the other three that I put up there. Infinity Train is goated. Over the Garden Wall is amazing. Regular show, really good. Obviously, I was a big MLP mark. And I guess I still am, because I guess we are still, we'll see with G5. That's a huge question mark for me, but I'm always going to be an MLP guy, so I'm, very curious about G5. There's a lot of MLP shit that's gone around that I don't care about. Like, I couldn't give less of a crap about Pony Life or stuff like that. But G5, the movie that will probably kickstart G5, and then the actual series, that I'm interested in and will probably react to, but only time will tell there. But that's unrelated to this. This is about Star. It's interesting because I've done very few Disney cartoons. I did Gravity Falls, of course, and I did Star. And really, the only other Disney cartoon I've done since Star is the Owl House, which I am still actually doing. I'm gonna actually turn off my fan. I'm actually kind of feeling cool now. At least for a while, I can maybe get through this last review without it, hopefully. But I'm really enjoying the Owl House, and I obviously have recently finished Season 1. My next reaction will start Season 2. We'll go through Season 2 Part 1, and then maybe we'll do live reactions to Season 2 Part 2. It should be a lot of fun. But I'm definitely enjoying the show, and I have high hopes. My hope, while I think, it has a very different vibe, I feel like even though, I can reminisce it to Star and especially Gravity Falls because of course, the obvious connections there in creative, I feel like it's a little more reserved than something like Star, which was more in your face. But I definitely feel like Owl House is progressing very naturally in getting better and better, and I'm really excited to hopefully continue that, and hopefully it continues to be really good. And obviously, I'm really excited to do Amphibia at some point. I'm not entirely sure when we're going to start Amphibia, but that will happen. That will certainly be a cartoon that I'll be checking out at some point in either late 2021 or in 2022. I'm definitely going to get to Amphibia at some point. I'm really looking forward to Amphibia, and I've heard really good things about Amphibia, and I'm really enjoying Owl House as well. So it'll be really cool to get to these, be doing more Disney stuff, because Gravity Falls and Star are the only Disney series that I've done. I've reacted to quite a few Disney films, but as far as series go, it's just been Gravity Falls and Star Versus, and I enjoyed both of them a lot. Obviously, Gravity Falls is goated. I don't put Star in that tier, but Star was a really good experience. Probably an A A plus, A minus variance for most of its run, and then it kind of falls off in the last season. But overall, was a really, really good time, and it had its S tier moments for sure. Some of my, again, I mentioned this, but and I said that I mentioned, I think in the Gravity Falls review, that Voltron and Star were two series that I think mirrored each other in a lot of ways. And I think Star, and Voltron too, but I think Star had its moments that were just so good. Like when Star was on, it was one of the best cartoons of all time at its peak. But it wasn't always at its peak. But it was still a phenomenal show. And, I'm so thankful for Darren and the entire crew and Disney for this show ever existing. It was a fun ride, and a lot of you guys met me, were introduced to the Flaming Shark because of Star vs. the Forces of Evil, which is pretty sick. So, anyways, links are down below in the description, of course. There'll be a ton of them because this is the first 2 seasons, and some of those reactions were individual. It's going to be a mess of links, so have fun with that. But anyways, if you want to support the channel, there's the Patreon. If you want to find the archives, they're down below in the Discord. But I will say that most of my series have been re-uploaded. Gravity Falls is now re-uploaded in like an hour or two. I don't know exactly when, but like in an hour or two after this video, something like that. The rest of Star will be re-uploaded, and obviously, you have Season 1, Season 2, and the rest of it will be well in time. And there's not that many shows left to be re-uploaded, so, I will keep plugging the archives, but eventually, once everything gets re-uploaded, you can just use the playlists on YouTube, and you don't have to worry about going into a Discord server and all that. Pretty soon, everything will be available for you on YouTube. We're almost done re-uploading all the series, and then it's just re-uploading movies and random videos, which is obviously secondary. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the old Star videos if you were looking for them. Peace.